Welcome to the Towering Tropical Shirts NFL Football Update, where I get to talk about all things NFL, brought to you by Mango Rum, because we all know it's so good and good for you. Training camps are opening up. We've already talked about quarterbacks, but there's one element that we should always discuss, and that's coaching, because coaching makes a big difference. And in this episode, I'm going to say who I think are the top 5 coaches in NFL coaching today. Now, please understand that I wanted to look at longevity. So I know we got a good coach in Miami, but he's only been there 1 year. We know Zach Taylor's been kicking ass for the Bengals, but he's only been there a couple of years. I'm talking about longevity, even longer than Kyle Shanahan, who I think is a great coach, and Sean McVay, kind of a head case, kind of a Hollywood boy, but also a great coach. So let's look at people who've been there for a while. And number 1 on my list, this might surprise you, but it is Andy Reid. What? Yes, Andy Reid. Did you know before, even after he left the Eagles, he has been coaching the Kansas City Chiefs for 10 years and has made the playoffs in 9 of them? Yeah, sure, he's got Patrick Mahomes and he's gotten 3 Super Bowl appearances in 5 years and 2 wins in 4. But Andy Reid, 10 years in Kansas City and never losing season, and he's made the playoffs 9 times. To me, that spells success, success, success. He's my number 1. Number 2, I'm going to go with the hated Bill Belichick. Yes, some people might have him as number 1. He's the GOAT, la, ya, 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 ya. But Cat ain't made the playoffs in 2 of the last 3 years. Coincidentally, he hasn't had Tom Brady in 3 years. But there's no denying that he is still a great coach. And with Tom Brady, when he had Brady, they won year after year after year after year. I mean, hell, his winning percentage is still over 700 with the Patriots. But I think his greatest coaching job was the year when he lost Tom Brady. First game, went with Matt Castle and still won 11 games. They didn't make the playoffs because of like a numbers thing, but still won 11 games with the Matt Castle. Number 3, sorry, Sean Scarrett. I know you want him fired, but I'm going to go with Mike Tomlin. Did you know that in Mike Tomlin's 16 years with the Steelers, he has never had a losing record, ever? And people are going to say, well, you know, he's had a great defense. He had Ben Roethlisberger. Hey, a couple of times Ben Roethlisberger missed substantial chunks of the season, and he still finished 500 or better. Hell, last year he started Mitch Trubisky and then went with the rookie Kenny Pickett and still was in the playoff hunt and still won 9 games. So Mike Tomlin is number 3. Number 4 on my list, this was kind of a tough one, but I went with who? Let's check the list. Who did I say was going to be number 4? Oh, yeah. Let's go with John Harbaugh. I'm going with John Harbaugh. He's been there, 15 years in Baltimore. He's got an over 600 winning percentage. And yes, you know, he's had Lamar Jackson. They haven't gotten that far in the playoffs. But I always thought he's had flawed teams. He's never really had a star wideout to play with. And he even won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. So I put him at number 4. And number 5 on my list is Pete Carroll. I'm not a big fan of Pete Carroll personally. I think he's kind of a jerk. But he's been in Seattle, got a Super Bowl ring. His winning percentage is still pretty damn good, even for, you know, I mean, pretty good. So those are my top 5. So we got Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, and the hated Pete Carroll. Those are my top 5. Who are yours? I'd like to hear about it. So stay tuned. We got more coming up. Next time, I might even talk about who I think the worst coaches are and who's on the hot seat. But that's for another time. Happy Sunday. We're at the beach. You're watching the Towering Tropical Shirts Football Update, and we will see you later.